Hello, people of YouTube. So something slightly new on my channel. I have reviewed a bit in the past, a bit of hardware gear, but something new for me is to review some sample packs. I've got a couple of packs I'm going to review. I'll do them in separate videos because I'm going to go fairly in depth into these so you can get a good idea of what they're all about. So the packs come from Aubit Sound, or Aubit, so it's aubitsound.com. I've got a couple of their packs that I'm going to review. First of all, I mean, this is their website. I'll give you a quick show of that. Nice, sexy looking website. There's lots of different things you can buy. There's packs. There's let's go on to that page. The one we're going to look at today is this Garyx Volume 1, which is obviously named after a certain producer whose first name begins with an M. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. If you don't, then you're probably watching the wrong channel. So, I mean, a good place to actually start, if you want to check out some of their stuff, they've got a free downloads section, which is a great way of getting a little kind of idea of what they're about. You've got some plugins, some loops, some samples. So look at the loops. So some vocal chops, drum loops, and whatever. So there's a few, as you can see. There's about 15 in each of those. What else have we got? There's some free plugins, which is always nice to get some free stuff. So I've not tried any of these out, but I may give them a go. What else have we got? We've got some samples, which are going to be like one-shot samples. Some drum stuff there again, 15 free in there. And there's also some MIDI stuff. And this is kind of like basically the sort of things that you're going to get in the sound packs. So let's just kind of zoom in on. So this is the one we're looking at. The Garyx. So it's $25, which is a nice, reasonable price for your money. You're going to get 87 Serum presets. So Serum is a VST synth. It's not a synth I've actually used. I have actually downloaded a trial version for the purposes of this review, and it's quite a sexy little synth. And obviously the presets are a big part of these sound packs. You get 3 Ableton Live 10 projects. Bear in mind, you do need Live 10 to run the, obviously not to run the samples and stuff. They'll run in any, or not just Ableton, any DAW or anything. But obviously, if you want to get these projects and use those as a starting point for one of your tracks, then you will need Live 10. We get 40 vocal chops, 100 drum samples, and 40 MIDI files. And it says down here, obviously, you need Serum, this version, and Ableton Live 10 for the projects, which we just mentioned about. There's a preview thing that you can do there, but I'm going to show you that within live. So that's a little bit of background about the company and what they offer. I'm assuming I call them Aubit, which I'm assuming is the correct name. If not, somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, so let's go over to live. So this is the, well, let's just open actually the folder that you get. Let's go onto my really messy desktop, which is going to freak people out. But I don't care. Right, Garyx Volume 1. So let's bring this up on top of Ableton so you don't have to look at my crappy desktop. So this is what you get in the folder. We get a folder of our drum samples, all basically one-shot samples. So we got 15 hats, 20 kicks, 30 percussions, which are broken down into claps, shakers, snaps, and tambourines. We've got 5 rides. We've got 20 snares. Now the snares are broken down into like huge, massively reverby ones, and some normal snares. Again, we'll have a listen to some of these in a sec. And then we've got some toms. We get MIDI files, which are all based around the different key. So these are, these are a great starting point if you're stuck for some chord progressions, etc. And obviously, being MIDI, you can assign any sounds you want to them. We've got the project file. So there's 3 different project files in there, which again we'll have a look at in a sec. We've got the Serum presets. So they're your actual presets in there, and you get these things that are called noises and wavetables as well, because it's a wavetable synth. Again, it's not a VST I'm that familiar with, but it does look like some pretty cool stuff in there. And then we get the vocal chops, which we've got 25 loops and 15 one-shots. So let's just have a quick listen to a bit of the demo, and you'll get a vibe of where all these are coming from. I'm guessing, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that obviously the demo is made up of the vocal loops and chops and the drum samples and probably some of the presets from Serum. So I'll kind of skip through a few of these different kind of tracks. And as you can tell straight away, because I'm a complete idiot, that sounds brilliant, doesn't it? Everyone's listening thinking, what the hell's he listening to? We're not listening to anything, right? Because, yeah, I got this track soloed. Idiot. Right, let's try again. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. You should know this by now. Right, here we go. So I'm kind of guessing that this is one of the vocal loops, which we'll have a look at in a sec. Okay, very nice. Let's skip on over to the next bit. Very nice for those like vocal loopy sample things. If you go for that kind of vibe, sounds awesome. Really well produced as well, actually. Yeah, very nicely produced. And obviously they're all royalty free, so you can use them in your own tracks without getting into trouble or having a knock at your door saying, "Oi, you've nicked the samples." Okay, very nice. It sounded very sexy. Let's just drag a few. I'm not going to go through all of these because obviously that will be ridiculously boring. Let's check out. I'm going to just stick all of the kicks in this track for now, and we'll have a listen to a few of them. See what they're sounding like. Let's get a bit more screen space. In fact, I'm going to do this from my push. So, oh, go away. We've heard you, not listening to you. Right, this track. Oh, nice. That's a nice one. Okay, again, really nicely produced. Let's have a look at the waveform. Yeah, nice kind of decent volumes on them as well. So, I mean, these to me wouldn't need, you know, a lot more EQ or whatever in a track. They should stand out really well. What I'll do is I'll probably try and put a little track together using a few of these. Okay, so there's the kicks. Again, I'm an idiot because I've just closed down that file. So let's just open it up again. Where are we? Desktop, my samples folder. There we go. Let's have a listen to a few of the snare drums. Let's listen to some huge ones. We'll stick them all in again. And we'll put these normal ones in as well. And what I've done is I've got all these samples actually loaded into my deluge as well, so I'll kind of demonstrate them on there, so you can kind of see them in a hardware setting as well as in the software. Wow, that is huge. Okay, so nice if you want like big snare hits, you've got them. Again, really nicely produced to my ears. Okay, excellent. So let's say I'm not going to go through all those samples because that would just be really boring. I'll tell you what we'll do next. Let's stick Serum in and we'll have a listen to some of the presets. So I'll get this loaded up and then I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so this is Serum Synth. Like I say, I've never used this before, so I'm not going to try and explain how to use it because I ain't got a clue myself. But these are some of the these are not the presets from the sample pack. These are some of the ones that come with it. So it does sound pretty sexy, actually. I may have to look into this a bit further. I'm playing this from push in case you're wondering how I'm doing it. So what I've done is I've loaded all the presets from the sample pack into the user folder here. So these are all the presets we get. We've got some ops, basses, chords, some FX, guitar-y kind of things, leads, pads, plugs, and so on. So let's just pick a few out at random. Let's have a listen to the op. Very nice. Okay. What else we got? Some bass. Scroll through a few of these. So you get some nice kind of acoustic-y sounding stuff as well, which is very nice. Chords, what we got here? Gated super saws. That's gated super saws, if ever I heard them. Nice Nice. Liking that. All right, let's have another chord. What we got here? Okay, not exciting, but usable. Effects, what we got here? Yeah, some nice sounds in here. So, I mean, you can see that it's kind of like, obviously you get all the loops and samples and stuff, but this is where it really comes into its own. So some keys. Okay, right, I'm going to go pads because I'm a massive fan of a pad. And this is the big decider for me. If he's got good pads, then I'm sold. And that's a good pad. Like that. Right, okay, what else we got? Oh, yeah, very nice. What's this one? Oh, yeah, lovely. Because I do a lot of ambient stuff as well as the banging acidy stuff. So very nice. Strings, also a big fan of strings. Yep. Ooh, hello. All right, I'm liking Serum. It's pretty cool, and these presets are awesome. Let's do one more. What's this? Vox. All right, yeah, I'm sold. It sounds pretty cool. There's the like noise things and stuff which I don't understand because I've not used Serum before. But okay, so there's a quick kind of insight into your presets. For my money, it's kind of worth buying it just for that. What else we got there? And so we've done all that. We'll have a look at a couple of the projects, and then I'm going to stick the vocal chops and the other stuff into the deluge, and I'll switch over to that in a second. So I was going to open up these projects, and we'll have a listen to a few of those. Oh, let's nicely note, before I do that, let's have a look at some of the MIDI files. In fact, what I'll do is I'll stick some of these in to Serum. I'll put them in this track here. And we'll get them going with some pads. Yes, I've only got the demo version, as you can see. Right, let's try that first pad. That was quite nice. So these are the MIDI clips that you get with it. And again, there's more than this. I've just put a few in. But again, I really like these as sort of starting points for a track. Just to give you some different chord progressions. Yeah, very nice. Lovely. Let's try this one. Yeah. Obviously, certain ones are going to work better with different sounds. But yeah, again, in terms of the MIDI stuff, some really cool stuff. Great, like I say, if you're stuck for inspiration, stick one of those in, mess about with it. And obviously, you know, it's MIDI, so it's going to go to whatever tempo your track is at. And then you can think, well, I don't like that note, I'll move different notes around. So very, very good for starting points for writing your tracks. Right, I'm going to load in a project then. I'll be back in a sec when that one's loaded. Okay, and we're back. So I've loaded in this track, Oceans Demo. So we've got some drums and synths and stuff. So let's just have a listen to bits of it. We'll expand some of these out. Yeah, again, some really nice stuff in there, and very cool actually. If you're wanting a kind of like a starting point for a track, and you get 3 of those in the pack, so all good. So yeah, sorry on that last bit. I've had a little weird double thing on my voice. It was coming through this project for some reason. But there we go. So that's the Garyx Volume 1 sample pack from Aubit. Yeah, really worth getting. I think good value for money for $25 for what you get, and some great starting points for your own productions as well. So keep an eye out for a review on the second one that's coming up. Probably in the next week or so I'll get that one done. And just for the last bit of the video, I'm just going to switch over to the camera on the Deluge, and I'll put some of the samples in there. We'll get like a little drum beat going and put some of the samples and stuff in there, and we'll see what we can do with it in a hardware setting. All right, I'll be over to that view in 1 second. Okay, so we're here now over on the Deluge. Sorry if the sound's not quite as good. I'm just doing this off the phone for the voice. So I've got a completely blank project on here. We're going to load some of the drum sounds in from the sample pack and a little vocal sample, and just kind of see what we can get going. So we're going to go on to kit, and I'll just load a new kit in, and then all I've got to do is just navigate to where I've got these saved. The Garyx folder there, and we're going to go to drums. We'll start with the kick. So I can easily scroll through the kicks on these actually, so you can actually hear them a little bit easier. So this is like the waveform display. If you're not familiar with the Deluge, that's what this is. So yeah, some nice sounding kicks in there. So 20 kicks. Let's just go. I quite like the first one's quite sexy. Right, so we're going to load that one in. So we've now got that on here. So go with the classic 4 to the floor. Let's find a snare. So we'll go with the normal ones. So these are the snares, just scrolling through. Let's go with that one. So what we got so far. Okay, nice. Let's stick some hats in. Let's just scroll through some of the hats. 3's nice. Okay, nice selection of hats. Let's go with number 3. I'm liking that one. Okay, I'm going to leave that playing, and we'll stick, let's have a clap. Oh, a nice big loud one. I'll put that on beat 4. Okay, let's go for, oh, so we've got shakers. Nice, going off some shakers. Okay, so just going to double that up into a 2-bar loop, and then we'll try and find a vocal sample that'll go with this. Start playing for a sec. So yeah, you all want a Deluge now, don't you? If you've not got one, because these are flipping awesome, these bits. So vocal loops. Let's have a listen. Okay, let's go with that one just at random. Now it's a 2-bar sample by the looks of it. So what we need to do on the Deluge is to time stretch it. So make sure we've got that one, which is on here. That's it. So it should now play in time. So if we speed it up, yeah, so it's stretching nicely. And then we could, let's see what kind of like one shots we've got. In fact, let me just go back to that one. Sorry, I just want to get the it don't matter. Right, so let's find one that's going to go with that on the G, I think. And then but anyway, there you go. So you can see, yeah, there's a nice selection of samples, and particularly if you want that vocally thing that's quite current at the moment, it's great fun for that. So yeah, I mean, obviously the samples, they work well and everything. They sound great on here as well, you know, quality wise, sounding very, very sexy. So there we go. That's the Garyx Volume 1 from Aubit. If you're liking the kind of sounds from this, then go get it. I highly recommend it. It's not too expensive, nicely produced samples. And yeah, keep an eye out for my next review of the second pack from the same company. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, share it around. Usual kind of things. If you've got any questions or suggestions for future videos, then stick them in the comments box. And go and check my music out, Spotify, Deezer, iTunes, all the usual places. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.